Hello and welcome. Let's go ahead and dive right in and see what's going on with the person on your mind right now. If you haven't had a chance, get someone in mind, and we're going to kind of be a fly on the wall and see what's going on with them right now. Just kind of a check-in. So we have autumn is my last chance. Please don't lose hope. So someone either trying to convince themselves not to lose hope, or they're hoping you won't lose hope in this situation. So this is the overall energy between you and them, and then we're going to get how they're viewing you, their feelings and thoughts, intentions, next actions, any obstacles that might be blocking things, and then a final outcome. This is just a snapshot in time. It is timeless, so whenever you find it, it's probably meant for you. But it is just a snapshot of what's going on right now. So the way they're viewing you right now is the Three of Cups. So I feel like they feel like you're in a, like you might be just, with this Three of Cups card, I feel like you're just going out and doing your own thing. You might be, just maybe you've gotten a new hobby, or maybe you've gotten new friends. You're going out just spending time with other people besides them. It doesn't mean it's necessarily romantic. I'm not getting that. It's like basically you've reprioritized your time toward other things instead of this connection, is what they're seeing, the way they're seeing you. That this person feels like you are no longer prioritizing them or spending energy dwelling or thinking about the connection. The Eight of Cups, they're feeling like that you're moving on. They're really feeling that. They're looking back over their shoulder. Are you still there? They're really in their feelings about the fact that you're moving on is what's really coming up here. Their thoughts right now is the moon, a lot of emotional energy. That can also talk about things that are hidden, but I'm getting more a reflection because look, she's looking over her shoulder again. So that's two cards of somebody kind of looking over her shoulder. Are you still there? Do you still care? Do you still love me? Are you still there? Is what's coming through to me. A lot of sadness. I'm picking up a lot of sadness with this person right now. Like almost feeling like, is this, is there even hope, or should I just give up? Is there still hope here? Almost somebody wanting to convince themselves that this isn't over. So their intentions are the Knight of Swords. So usually it's always interesting when I get the Knight of Swords out of this deck, because of the fact that he's sitting there and he's reflecting. So this is telling me that usually, the Knight of Swords is usually the quickest knight in the deck. It's usually someone that comes in really quick and says something, somebody that can do something very impulsively, could be a little bit hot-headed, where they just, it's like say something before you think it through. You just say something that might bite you in the behind later on. But in this case, this person, there's this winter, this snow, this, a very reflective energy of someone who, it gives me the impression of someone who is carefully contemplating what they want to say, or the actions they may take. I feel like it's more what they want to say is coming through stronger. And then with their next actions, we have the Nine of Wands here. So this is their next actions are, I feel like there's this, I just feel like almost like this defeatist attitude with this person right now, that they just feel like for whatever reason, and maybe you've given them, reason to feel this way, but they really feel like, there's this almost really strong feeling of they believe this is over, or it could be over, or that why should I even bother fighting for this? they want to keep, it's like somebody who's fighting to keep the hope alive. Okay, that's what I get, is like fighting. I feel like they're trying to fight their own sadness, their own depression, um about what's like, they're losing hope and they're trying to keep their hope alive. That's what I really get, that's strongly coming through here. So an obstacle to overcome is the Two of Wands. So this is, I feel like facing themselves, making the decision to step up and step forward, to start making plans toward reconciliation, of bringing this back together. So, because this person is looking at the skull, which indicates the death, and this person is everything in this reading so far is indicating this person is sad and grieving the loss of the connection and trying to gain hope. But it's like this person, with the challenge being the Two of Wands, and this person looking at that skull, it's like knowing that through death there's rebirth, that something new can blossom out of that. So it's someone having to kind of remember that that there's that something new can flourish out of what has transpired, is what I'm getting from that. And then for the final outcome, we have the Judgment card coming out here. So with the Judgment card, I feel like I think that this came out in yesterday's reading as well, with the Judgment card and the final outcome. So it really is like at this precipice on this connection where things could end it really is that somebody has to make a judgment call to keep this going, to keep hope alive here, because I feel like they see you focused on other things, like maybe you're not focused on the connection. So it's like maybe you've already made this judgment call, but they really don't know that because they haven't asked the question, or they maybe you've just decided that you're going to give this person space, and they, maybe this is somebody who likes to have a lot of attention, and because you're not giving them a lot of attention right now, or that validation, they're, maybe they're a little sad or depressed or something like that. It could be that as well. So take it as it resonates. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with their thoughts in the moon. Can you clarify the moon for me here? We have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, so they're reflecting on their feelings. This is just a circle, a loop between their feelings and their thoughts of the same thing. It's like somebody who is revisiting. It's a big circle, revisiting the same thing over and over again. The mourning the lot, like they're just keep thinking about the fact that it's over. They're in this spiral, this like sad, depressive spiral, thinking about the connection. They're very focused on the connection, very strongly. Yeah, and what, they're grieving. This is somebody definitely who is grieving, because they do believe it's over. They really are trying to keep the hope alive, but it's like they kind of know that it's over, or they believe in their mind, they believe that it's over. What is this Knight of Swords? Because this is kind of a different Knight of Swords. So we have the Five of Wands. So they're wanting to make sure that they don't come in a way that they don't want to say or do anything that's going to cause any conflict, because they want growth and abundance in this situation. But that's a challenge to them. They know that whatever, I don't know what transpired between you and this person, but they're telling me that this has been difficult. They have this in their next actions. Their intentions and their next actions are actually lining up. And that's why they're lining up, because their intentions are, that the fact that this is difficult to get over this hump of it being over. They don't, like, even though there's this sun, the sun is behind them, there's this light behind them, their back is to that. They don't see that there is that hope there. They want to have hope, but they're not. It's like their mind frame right now is not focused on that hope, of the connection. They don't believe they can breathe life back into it right now. It's really like, I just should just consider it's over. But then there's the small part of them that is kind of like, no, keep the hope alive, which is why there's that wounded warrior energy, why there's that Nine of Wands energy, because they're fighting themselves right now. They're fighting this internal battle of, like, I don't want this to be over, but should I just accept it that it's over? And they're very sad and they want it to start again, but at the same time they don't believe within them that they have what it takes to begin again, to try again. So that's where they're, that's the rub. What's this Two of Wands in the obstacle spot? The Seven of Swords. So this is someone, this is someone who is doubtful. They don't know. This is someone, well, with the obstacle being here, the challenge is this person has to overcome their own self-sabotaging tendencies. They need to get out of their own way right now and have that hope that that they came out with the overall energy, that about, don't lose hope. This is almost, I'm getting, well, it is twofold. They're telling you, they're hoping that you're not going to lose hope, like you're going to give them another chance. But this is more a pep talk for them. They're trying to convince themselves that it's not over, So it really is, they're battling within them, whether is it really over or is there another chance? But every time they think about, can I can I do something about this? It's almost like they get depressed and feel like they can't for whatever reason. What's this Judgment call? What's this Judgment at the end here of the outcome? Okay, both of those want to come out. The Three of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So they really feel like you have the final judgment, like you've made a judgment call. They think that you've realized something and you're done. That you've made a judgment call on this and that it's over. That you're moving on to other connections, to meeting other people, spending time with other people, putting your energy, your emotional energy toward other things besides this connection, that you got some kind of clarity that made you realize that this connection wasn't worth your time. So the judgment call here is like saying in the outcome that you've made that judgment call to focus your attention otherwise. So that tells me honestly that this person is viewing you in the correct energy, that they are viewing, the way you're viewing you is the way, like that you did make that judgment call to put your time, effort, and energy into other things besides this connection. So they are seeing that clearly. But now I'm not sure, that's just the outcome right now, like that you've made the decision to move on with your life away from this connection. But that doesn't mean, like I said, it's a snapshot in time. And this person, although they understand that and they see what's happened, they're really trying to have hope that they can fix this or that they will have another chance. Of course, that's up to you, my viewers, whether you do or not. It's very clear in the energy that you have, that right now at this moment in time, you have decided to go in a different direction for yourself. What is, just to get, maybe you're just giving yourself a breath of fresh air from this connection. Maybe there's some codependency within this relationship that you were feeling and you needed some independence, some time to yourself. And maybe that's upsetting this person at this time. It could be something as simple as that. It doesn't mean that things are over. It could be just that, they're seeing you not focused on them and it's making them feel away. Okay. So let's go ahead and get some messages from this person. They want to tell you that they love you. I do see that this person does care for you or they have feelings for you. I'm grateful for the lesson. So maybe that's what they're seeing. I know I was a distraction from your pain. So maybe that's, I feel like this might be talking about something that could have been a little bit codependent. There could have been something there that, maybe you've set some boundaries within this dynamic or this relationship and that person is feeling those boundaries and it's making them feel away. And so now they're having to sit with those feelings and they're having to it is kind of, maybe you are trying to teach this person about your boundaries and what what you feel you deserve and what you want in a relationship. And I feel like this is, I know I was a distraction from your pain. Maybe they're feeling, I get that maybe they're feeling that like they were just someone that you came to when you needed someone, but now that they see you, like that you're fine, that you no longer have time for them, like, was this, they may be questioning, did this person only want me around because I was there to comfort them, through a difficult time. And now that they've got past that, now that they don't, they don't feel like they don't need me anymore. This person is thinking, this person, I guess they don't need me anymore. They're doing okay, and now they don't need me. So it's kind of a little bit, it's coming across to me as a little bit of a pity party energy. A little bit is feeling sorry for themselves, or feeling like, it, I think it's just that little bit of, it's coming from a dark place because they're hurting and they're seeing you doing well, is what I feel like there. So that's what, I think I want to pull, what I want to pull one more. I regret lying to you. So maybe this person did say something that caused we do have Three of Cups. There could have been some third party energy, or there could have been, like, something happened here. I don't know that. I think this is for something specific. Like, you're going to know if this fits your situation or not. But that could definitely be why this person is struggling with coming back in, or overcoming coming back in, or losing hope, because maybe they did say something that they regret. Because we did have the Knight of Swords, which is somebody who can say something that they regret, and they do have, the fact that they're wanting to avoid conflict in their intention. So maybe they've gotten to the point that they're afraid they're going to say the wrong things, that maybe they have a tendency to maybe be a little manipulative at times, use their words as weapons at times. That's going to be for, not everybody, but take that as it resonates. So I get this more as this person can tend to use words as weapons more than I get it as lying. More so. But that's what I have for you guys today. I hope that this helps you in some small way. I hope that you get some benefit out of it. Know that this person's kind of going through it right now, that it's up to you, like, how you feel about that. But just know that right now, they're kind of losing hope of the situation. So I don't see this person as coming back in or trying to come back in anytime soon, as they're trying to work through their feelings, this sadness, this loss that they're feeling, and loss of hope that they're feeling in the connection. So they have a lot of emotional stuff to work through and to get over before they'll even get to a point. So if you're hoping this person's going to stand up and, like, come chasing after you and run after you, because if you're hoping that's not this person. This person is not going to do that. This person is feeling sad because you have left. So this is not somebody that is somebody, because sometimes, how sometimes people will, they'll run from the connection and go, like, turn their back to the connection, hoping the person will chase them. They're trying to get somebody to chase them, to make them feel like they want the connection, to fight for the connection. This person isn't fighting. They want to fight for the connection. They do want to, but this person is like, they don't have the faith right now in that they can make it work. So they're not going to fight for the connection right now. So if you're someone that is someone who likes people that fight for the connection, that wants, you want somebody that chases you, that fights for you, that gives you that validation and attention through chasing you. This person is not in that energy. So you need to understand that if that's the case, don't get upset that this person isn't chasing you, because this isn't that energy. They do care about you, but it's almost like, if that's the case, that may be something you need to reflect on and say, is this worth losing the connection over, needing somebody to chase me, needing someone to validate me in that way or fight for the connection? Maybe this person isn't good at expressing how they feel, or expressing, they're doing stuff to make you feel loved, even though they do. Maybe you're not, maybe you two have different love languages. And so that could be part of the challenge here. I could definitely see that in this situation. So I know I said I'd wrap it up. We'll wrap it up here. So thank you so much. I wish you the very best. I hope you have a great and wonderful day wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.